You know, once in a while, a story comes along and it just blows your mind. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. For a long time, I thought Julian Assange was controlled opposition, like some others. But he has given me some serious doubts about that for what he said at a press conference in December 2016. I am just going to read the highlights of it, but I will leave a link below so you guys can check it out for yourselves. So Julian basically started by telling the German press that Russia was no threat to America. This was only perpetuated by the media and both parties, Democrat and Republican, and also the White House. Now this is where it gets interesting. Where he goes, however, another country that has interfered in US elections, has endangered Americans living or working overseas, and has corrupted America's legislative and executive branches, has exploited that corruption to initiate legislation favorable to itself, has promoted unnecessary and unwinnable wars, and has stolen American technology and military secrets. Its ready access to the mainstream media to spread its own propaganda provides it with cover for its actions, and it accomplishes all that and more through the agency of a powerful and well-funded domestic lobby that oddly is not subject to the accountability afforded by the Foreign Agents Registration Act of 1938, even though it manifestly works on behalf of foreign government. That country is, of course, Israel. The assessment of Israel and what damage it does regarding what most Americans will regard as genuine national interests is most definitely not reported, revealing once again that what is not written is every bit as important as what is. I would note how what has recently happened right in front of us relating to Israel is apparently not considered fit to print and will never appear on any disapproving editorial page. Just this week, the Senate unanimously passed an anti-Semitism awareness bill, and also by a 99-0 vote. I actually just made a video about that. I'll leave a link for that below as well. The anti-Semitism bill makes Jews and Jewish interests a legally protected class immune from any criticism. He goes on to say that how free speech is supposed to mean that you can burn flags, sell pornography, basically criticize anybody, any government, except, as he states here, criticizing Israel is off limits if you want to avoid falling into the clutches of the legal system. The act is a major step forward in ineffectively making any express opposition to Israeli actions a hate crime. And it is similar to punitive legislation that has been enacted in 22 states as well as in Canada. It is strongly supported by the Israel lobby, which quite likely drafted it, and is seeking to use legal challenges to delegitimize and eliminate any opposition to the policies of the State of Israel. As the act is clearly intended to restrict First Amendment rights if they are perceived as impacting on broadly defined Jewish sensitivities, it should be opposed on that basis alone, but it is very popular in Congress, which is the de facto owned by the Israel lobby. That the legislation is not being condemned or even discussed in the generally liberal media tells you everything you need to know about the amazing power of one particular unelected and unaccountable lobby in the US. It gets even better, folks. As Assange also went on to say, he had more revelations to come. He would not be making any major announcements, asserting that there would be no point in making such revelations at the time when most Americans would be sleeping. I assume he's referring to the recent election. So once again, I'll leave a link to this article and also leave a link to the video that gives you more details about the HR 6421 bill that they passed. And I think you'll be surprised at what they consider to be anti-Semitism. So, I think good news, folks. So with that, salut tout le monde. Till next time.